have a 6 months, 4 months to be settled down in which area. Contohnya you nak jadi cikgu. So to go to the SPP interview, you will have some time. When you go to industry also, you need to apply and so on. Okay. So that's why we have a internship and so on, so that you can have a ample time to get a industrial experience. If let's say you do a good work, so you have a chance to continue at the industry. Okay. If you ask me, when I do a intern and so on, after intern, the company asked me, you nak sambung ke kita nak lantik you jadi permanent staff and so on. So it depends on you what choice or what path you are take away. Okay. So people will ask based on your work, how many efforts you are putting inside the work. Okay. So don't every time take a life as a negative point. Okay. Kalau you tengok dengan sudut yang negatif, then the life will be on the negative and you will start doing all the negative thing. Okay. Whenever you are depressed or whenever you are wrong situation or you are in a very desperate situation also, you see a life in a positive way. Bukan everybody have a chance to get into a public university. Okay. You are taking a 7 applicants place in this. Okay. 7 orang tu dekat luar sana, tak dapat apa pun. Okay, this is a very precious when you get into the IPTA. Okay, jangan pula tak datang kelas, selalu katakan malas and so on, because you get something is very easy, it doesn't mean not valuable. It is for you, it is very easy, but the place is very, very valuable. Okay. Okay, after that, so you also kena tahu what is happening inside the country. Okay, database, IT is not a life. Beside of the curriculum, you must also know what is happening inside the Malaysia. People will ask you because as a university student, they expect you as a intellectual student. Okay, people will ask you, okay, let's say President China datang ke Malaysia. So what is the impact to the Malaysia? So as a database, you must know what is the impact to the Malaysia. Okay, and the president of China came do several of MOU, right? Especially for the data center. When you do a MOU for the data center, there will be a data center in Malaysia, especially in the Johor. Okay, so students who are in the Johor, you have a bright future in a database sector. Kalau you utilize betul-betul class ni and then you explore a little bit more in the database and everything, why not you get a industry when there's opportunities, employment opportunities, especially in the database sector, you will have a working opportunity in the database sector. So you must see every possible opportunity where the countries head to. Kalau you tengok earlier of this month ataupun December or November of last month, China punya economy is down towards. Okay. After the Chinese New Year, suddenly the economy has become a 5 years peak. Means that before the 5 years, China has nothing. But suddenly after the Chinese New Year, the economy is at the peak where they cannot see the economy in last 5 years. Dia punya ekonomi dah melampaui apa yang dicapai dalam 5 tahun. So what happened? So you must go to see what happened. Why makes the China GDP lebih tinggi? So what happened is China's punya AI came in, called as a DeepSeek. So what DeepSeek means? They give a token at the affordable price. Kalau ChatGPT dia bagi dalam $1, China dia bagi dekat DeepSeek dia as the 5 cent. So of course people will buy the AI for the DeepSeek. And then the biggest question is what Malaysia have. So what Malaysia have is you and me. Okay? Kita adalah modal insan negara. Government country have invested you for the university. So when you are graduated, you give something to the country back. Either you create the more people or something you can do a successful, okay, in AI, data center, or so on. Something you can contribute to the country. Okay, so that is the morning talk. Okay, so what we learned last week? Muhammad Fahimuddin. Muhammad Fahimuddin.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Pergi mana tu?
Ha?
Pergi mana tu? Kenapa lambat? Lambat respon.
Lambat. Tak bunyi mic.
What is we learned last week?
Pasal apa, entiti, macam mana nak tahu hubungan entiti,
Apa dia?
macam mana kita nak tahu hubungan setiap entiti guna metrik apa nama dia.
Okay.
Satu super type.
Super type, subtype. That's all.
Yes.
Munira?
Yes, sir.
So besides what Fahimuddin said, what else we learn?
We learn about symbol.
Apa dia?
Symbol.
Symbol. Oh, okay. The mandatory, optional, and the keys, the unique identifier, and so on. Okay. So, what we are going to learn today? Okay, so continue our chapter today. Okay. Before we continue our chapter, we will see the legends first. Okay. Ini grup apa? Grup B ya. Okay. 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 So, okay, kelas ni total of how many students? Okay. We have total okay, lecturer class today. This is a D group. Okay. Okay, we have 20. Okay, we have 29 students. Okay, we have 29 students. Tapi hari ni 26 orang hadir. Okay, so we have a 28 response. Okay, so one is missing. Okay, so that is the another one legend. Okay. Okay, so who's missing is I don't want to hear. I don't want to ask your reason. Okay. Okay. We'll go one by one. Okay. Restaurant order system. Okay. So, okay, you have a 4 table. Okay, saya tak nak comment. Okay. So you have a 4 entity here. Ni siapa ni? Khairi Ishraf.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Okay. So you have a 4 entity. And then you have a unique identifier. Semua mandatory. Tak ada optional attribute.
Tak ada, sir.
Why tak ada?
Kita
Letak.
ambil mana yang wajib.
But you learn, but you don't want to apply. Okay, that one something. Okay. Next is, okay, you have the cardinality. Okay, and then you have the words. Okay, good. Okay. And then super type, subtype, tak ada. Okay. Kalau you boleh buat, boleh kan? Tapi you don't want to do. Okay. Okay. So still okay lah. So you dah fulfill dia punya minimum requirement. Okay. But I give you how many time? I give you how many period of time? 1 day. But you give me this kind of work. Okay. How many minutes work of this? Paling, can we say like 20 minutes work this one? I give you 1 day, you do a 20 minutes work. Okay lah. Okay. Okay. Next, we see this one. Okay, saya dah terus hari tu dah kata dah put as a link so that I can click. Okay, so this one is another legend. Okay, it's okay. I open. Ni semua tak nak dengar ni. Okay, okay. Where's the? Okay, so this is also a. Okay, this is ini lagi bagus. Okay, dia ada super type and subtype. Okay, so on. Okay, ini pun sama. Okay, still have the optional. Okay, good. Okay, tapi dia ada 3 ni je. Okay, I think this one is less than 5 word. Kan? 5 minutes work lah. Okay, just buka box, letak box, then cukup. Okay, then why I give a 1 day work? Okay, so student course registration. Okay, student ID, okay, lecturer ID. Why kenapa ada space dekat sini? Sepatutnya tak perlu space pun. Okay, no need to space, no need to have a space here. Other than that, okay, okay, next. Ni student make registration. Then registration buat apa dekat student? You have a many to one. Ni siapa? Muhammad Ishraf.
Saya sir.
Registration buat student ke apa? And then make cannot be a center. You must go put near to the which entity. Kalau center ni make ni registration ke student. Okay, you must be put near. Student make registration. Registration you boleh, kalau boleh letak bawah. Okay, top, bottom. Registration made by student. Lecturer sama, accepted by registration. Ke ni registration accepted by lecturer? Ni salah ni. Okay. And then course lecturer ni tak ada relationship. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the work you are submitted. Okay. Okay, very good. Why I give a morning thought? You can tahu kenapa I give a morning thought today. You put a shoe as a lecturer. You see the work and tell me, is it a good work or bad work? If you go to the industry or go to any place, you will do the same work. Will the industry or the organization will hire you or not? Okay. So based on the lecture, how many marks you will give out of 10? Okay. Okay. Ini siapa? Ini Nurul Aisyah. And I think Nurul Aisyah is absent. Dia pergi camp. Ni saya tak ajar pun dia letak 1 to N. Ni sebab apa I pun tak tahu. And then which apa yang saya ajar tu dia tak letak. And then apa yang saya tak ajar tu dia letak. Okay, and then cincai je lah dia buat dekat apa paper, and then you just capture the small thing and give to me. Okay, this is the sample of the legends work. Okay, ni bare line. Hari ni saya nak mengajar what is the bare line. So she already in advance put the bar line. Sorry, the bar line. No optional. Semua mari. And when you go to any other anywhere in the place also pun dia bagi borang mesti ada fill yang mandatory and fill are optional. There is no inside the even you apply to the UPSI also they give a form with the mandatory and optional. Cannot be a form with all the mandatory and cannot be a form as a all optional. Okay. Don't worry, I will go through one by one. I'm not like other lecturer. Ya, hantar je, saya boleh makan. Okay. This one siapa ni? Nur Sarah.
Yes, sir.
Event booking system. Okay. 3. Same 3. And then bar line. Kenapa ada bar line ni? And then you have a user create event. Event created by user. Okay. User make booking. Booking made by user. Kenapa ni pakai liquid paper? Okay. This is the important thing. Liquid paper is until a secondary school. When you come to the university, after university, you go to the workplace. After this, wherever you go, don't use a liquid paper. Okay? Liquid paper is stopped at the secondary school. After that, you don't need to liquid paper. So, sir, if I do a mistake, what will happen? You have to cross and write it down. Even in your exam, kalau you buat peperiksaan, don't use the liquid paper or correction tape. Kalau you buat salah, potong, tulis dekat situ. If you buat salah 1 or 2 words also, you potong, tulis kat situ. Okay. Don't use a liquid paper or correction tape after this. Okay. Liquid paper correction tape until the secondary school. Even you fill up the form. You buat salah, potong, tulis. Kalau you dah tak boleh potong tu, print again a new form or get a new form, isi semula. Okay. Don't use a liquid paper and the correction tape after this. Okay. Wherever you go.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, and then you give me a 3 entity. Okay. Out of 10, how many marks I want to give? Okay. You nilai sendiri. Okay. This is another. Ni kenapa dia dekat, ni siapa ni? Nurul Ain.
Yes, sir.
Why suddenly dekat ni? Kenapa tak adjust?
Saya nak buat yang apa? Super tight tu.
And then,
Lepas tu tak boleh nak macam include sekali. Jadi macam tu.
this is super type pula kira. Tapi, you
Oh,
kena
tadi
adjust
tak ada
dari,
isi dalam.
you kena adjust buat entity type kecil, and then make sure you injak lah dulu. When you submit also you can tahu kan. Ni dah potong dah. This is also of the print paper, and then ni pun dah ni outside of print paper. Session facility premium. Ni mana ada dia punya ni verb or noun? Tak ada pun. Verb or noun. Customer ni buat apa dekat movie ni? Movie apa buat dekat customer ni? Okay. Tu tengok pun dah tahu dah. Next. Database of a banking system. Okay. Ada entity. Okay. 3 cukup lah. Kenapa banyak? And then sini boleh letak center. And then customer owns account. Account buat apa kat customer. And then ni siapa ni? Muhammad Luqman. And then account performs transaction. Transaction buat apa dekat account? Tak tahu. 3 cukup lah. Kenapa nak buat banyak? Macam ni tak bagi markah pun. Tu ni. And then semua mandatory. Tak ada super type, subtype. Yes. Sebab hari tu kita tengok yang pergi tu kena ke atas and then reverse to be a you boleh letak bawah tapi you kena make sure which is belongs to. Contohnya letak sini pun boleh. Tapi usually dia letak atas lah from right to left. Okay. And then another one should be letak sini. Must be dekat dengan entity. Okay. Ni Afiq. Afiq,
Ya doktor.
what is this Afiq?
Huh?
This is your PDF, Do you know what is this?
Ni borrowing book management system.
Dia tahu Afiq, macam mana saya nak baca benda ni? Ada half sini, bawah sini. Ni ya dia apa baru?
Saya tahu kenapa jadi macam tu doktor. Sir.
You kena tahu. Before you submit, you must know. You submit in a PDF, right? So it is you must create a print preview first. Adakah semua betul ke tak? Ni saja hantar je. Lepas you hantar tak check ke? Ke you ingat saya tak check?
Tak. Sebenarnya saya check dia mesti elok nanti.
Mana? You open in the same PDF. At least you have some entity lah. You put some effort, but make sure when you send, pastikan. Atau you buat dalam landscape. Portrait tak jadi. You cannot, you simply tak boleh letak entity saja. You ada A4 paper saja. So you have to make sure you have to arrange well. Kenapa you buat sini borrow? You boleh letak sini borrowing, and then you can boleh injak sini. You letak semua dalam straight line, mestilah tak dapat ni. Muhammad Shazmi, the same thing. I asked to put in a link, tak nak put dalam link. Simple instruction. Simple entity also. Tak ada relationship name, noun, verb, tak ada. Semua mandatory. Dalam attribute pun berapa banyak? 3. I can see the 4 maximum only. Ni siapa? Ashahira.
Yes, sir.
What happened to this line?
Oh, I didn't know how to adjust it.
So kena injak sini. And then mana optional? Tak nampak pun. Cost description pun mandatory. Ni mana yang ni? Ni kenapa suddenly one line and suddenly another line to the same ni? And then ni relationship apa? Ni suddenly from that lines come to the branch. Apa ni? Suddenly this here come to the branch. Dia one entity, one line. Kalau you nak pergi another line, you kena siap line ni and then another line go to the faculty. Dia you tak boleh apa tu, tarik line daripada satu line. Ni bukan flowchart. ERD diagram. One line to one relationship. Kenapa macam tu? Sebab every line have a cardinality. Contohnya, ni kepada sini, one to many. Kalau you tarik ni, apa ni? One to ke, one ke, tak ada cardinality pun kat sini. Dia tak boleh tarik. Should be a one line from beginning to end. And then must be a, for example, you must put here. And then another one should be, the noun and verb should be dekat sini. Bukan tengah-tengah.
Okay, sir.
Understand?
Yes, sir. Yeah, yes.
Rufina. Rufina sama.
Yes, sir.
Mana you punya verb and noun should be good. At least you have lah. Ni jangan guna correction tape after this. Okay. Ada optional. Ada optional. Okay, good. Fine amount. Cardinality. Tiga saja. Okay. Ni siapa? Alia. Aisara.
Saya sir.
Optional tak ada. And then must have a return. Kalau customer can place, then order placed by customer. Sebab tu kita ada apa? Matrix diagram. Kan? Dalam matrix diagram you write kan? Kalau matrix diagram ni customer can place order. Then order placed by customer. Placed by mestilah semua dekat matrix diagram should be inside your entity diagram. Sebab tu you buat a matrix diagram first. Then ikut the matrix diagram to sketch the ERD diagram. And then ni apa? You just letak dalam. Kalau you buat super type, you tarik line ni and then you put inside that one. Suddenly ni credit card kenapa bahasa Melayu? Everything is English.
Sorry sir.
Ini FK tak perlu. Okay, because FK ni tak perlu. You just already noted as a primary key. FK ni tak perlu. Okay. Ni bar line ni saya tak ajar pun. Oh, ni bukan bar line. This is a one-to-one entity. Okay. Tapi kita tak belajar, but maybe I can tell you lah, because there's many type of ELD. Okay, this one is the limit. Contohnya, one is the maximum, one is the minimum, one is the maximum. Sebab tu dia ada dua. Kalau contohnya this is a one is the minimum, one is the maximum. Okay, tapi bila kita belajar ni, kita belajar one way je lah. It's the same thing. Dia kena mesti one to many. So minimum maximum itu saja, different. Okay. Verb and noun ada tajuk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay lah. At least you have a 5. Next. Aina. Aina Rusda. Sida. Okay. Aina,
Yes, sir.
only 2. Okay. And then saya tak nampak optional. And then okay, you get a subtype and supertype. Tak ada optional, and then you place a 2 line. Ni kenapa tebal sangat dia punya line? You can use a pencil to draw. Ni softbox ke? Macam tak nampak softbox je. Use a pembaris. Ni pendidikan ke?
Yes, sir.
Apa ni? Cikgu ni tak boleh macam tak kemas ni. You have to use a ruler. Nanti pergi sekolah ni kena pergi juga kena pakai ruler. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Ruler ada kan? Tadi siapa tu? Aina. Oh, Aina. Dan ni ke off mic?
Yes.
Ada ruler kan?
Ada, sir.
Okay. Ni pun siapa? Ni siapa? Rick ni.
Saya sir.
Cikgu juga.
Ya betul.
Apa perasaan you kalau student hantar macam ni? You ambil otak. Ha? Ni tak ada ruler. Ha? Suddenly you ni apa ni? Order, customer, payment, cash change. Kenapa dia letak? You should put in a straight line. You adjust line. Ni nak buat apa ruang ni? You make some. Dah lah buat salah. Then you take another paper. You start draw. Ada optional. Semua mandatory.
Yes.
Dining, take, deliver order. Ni tak ada verb, noun. Do a proper work.
Okay sir.
Kenapa Britney ada 2 forum?
Oh sebab tadi tu line slow.
Line tak elok. So, meaning to say, 2 student yang tak hantar lah ni. 228. 1 student. Should be 1 student. Okay, Muhammad Ilyas. Sama, tak ada link. Ni semua buat apa kelas bila saya dah bagi tahu ni? Ni banking system. Okay, got optional. Okay, ada super type. Okay, tak ada verb and noun. Okay, you have to put the verb or noun inside every relationship. Customer to account buat apa, account to customer buat apa, transaction. Only 3 entity. Ni siapa ni?
Saya sir.
Kenapa tak buat link dekat forum?
Oh, saya tak perasan ada button link.
Tak ada optional. And then verb noun tu tak ada. And then buat 3 entity saja. Okay. Next. Ni macam mana saya nak Siti Nur Mahira? Ada? How I want to read your ni small ni. Saya kena zoom in. Kan? Jadi apa? Buat chat box. Ada. Tengok saya tengah zoom in ni. And then tak ada optional. Semua mandatory. Tak ada verb and noun dekat line. At least we have a super type and subtype. Tapi 1, 2, 3, 4 entity saja. Kalau you injak box ni, you boleh buat straight line. Tak perlulah you buat line ni, tarik line ni, tarik sini. If you put the box inside there, you can straight away take a line. Even you can connect this line to that line. Ni kalau you buat kat sini, you straight line je. Tapi this is a proper way lah to buat line other than bengkok macam ni. Sometimes you need to see whichever is okay. Next, Amirul Shauki. Sama, tak ada verb and noun. Online store system. Ada optional. Paling maximum attribute I can see 1, 2, 3, 4. Ada? Amirul Shauki.
Saya.
Tahu tak apa kesalahan?
No.
Tak ada super type, subtype tak ada. Optional ada. Ni satu saja. And then paling maximum I can see the 4 attribute. Muhammad Afiq Aiman. Student, ni tak perlu space. No need to have space. Student can take course can enroll. Student. Course can be taught instructor. Instructor can teach course. Ada optional. And then 3 entity saja. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 attribute. Okay. Ini siapa? Coffee shop. Trisha.
Yes, sir.
Mana noun? And where is the verb? Ada. And then optional ada. Optional tak ada. And then ni Trisha.
Sir.
Why is not softbox?
Sorry, sir.
Why it is not a softbox? Ni edge tajam kan? Pucu dia tajam kan? Should be a softbox. Itu yang choose criteria of entity. Ia di diagram.
Okay, sir.
Cannot be a sharp table. Should be a softbox.
Okay.
Ni pun sama, pakai liquid paper. And then you put a softbox inside the softbox. Bukan dia sambung entity. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is the maximum attribute I can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At least you have a 5.
Okay, sir.
Next. Tengku Mazida. Sama. Tak buat taling.
Yes, sir.
Homestay booking system. Okay, you have a softbox. Ada verb and noun. Kenapa dia ni? Crossing line. Dia injak lah sikit. Ni ada ruang banyak ni. Okay. Before you submit, you see first. Oh, ni ada ruang. Ni ada mistake. So, adjust sikit and then submit balik. I give you 1 day. Until 11:59. Kalau you injak 11:50, another 9 minutes you can submit the form. Must be placed by the inside the softbox. Booking must involve homestay. Homestay may be booked by a booking. And then why suddenly ni dah apa ni? A line macam ni? Sepatutnya straight line. Put in a straight line. And then FK, suddenly FK, where it is come, I also don't know. Kenapa suddenly ada FK? You just set the attribute here. Tak perlu FK, PK semua. Apartment, bungalow, supertype, subtype ni tak ada attribute. Kenapa tak ada attribute? Next. Mudin. The 3 major steps in the database development process. Kenapa you submit this one? I also don't know. Okay, you submitted already. At least. Okay, I want this one. Okay. Ni dah letak semua ni. Apa ni kata? Ada. Siapa ni? Muhammad Mudin. Tadi kan? Ada. Oh, Mudin. The left ke? Then you give me a 1, 2, 3, 4 type, and then this line kena straight, tak boleh bengkok-bengkok macam ni. Or you put a straight connected line. You gunalah masa buat explanation semua ni, buat the proper ARD diagram. And then ada optional. Tak ada noun or verb to connect the relation entity. Tajuk apa? Tajuk ERD diagram mana? What ERD diagram is this? ERD diagram for delivery. Delivery apa? Delivery pizza, KFC, delivery Shopee, Lazada, delivery system, delivery management system, flower delivery system. Next. Hospital management system. Ni siapa ni? Khairul Ikhwan.
Yes, sir.
That's optional. Ada. Ada. Then suddenly this one ini apa? Dia punya type of attribute. Tak ada star, tak ada optional, tak ada apa tu primary key, unique identifier tak ada. And then you must do a straight line. Ni kenapa bengkok? You must put a straight line. And then must put a verb and noun. Patient make appointment. Appointment made by patient. Appointment. Ni doktor apa? You kena connect all the verb and noun. Suddenly ni ada, sini ada, sini tak ada, sini tak ada. Sini tak ada attribute, dia punya type of attribute tak ada. Faham Khairul?
Fun, sir.
Ni Azri sama. How I want to, okay, at least you have open in the next image tab lah. Okay, good. You can see. Ni siapa? Nur Azlin?
Saya, sir.
Why is not softbox? First rule of ERD diagram kena softbox. Why is not softbox? School ERD diagram. Should be a school management system ERD diagram. School ERD diagram ni maksud apa? You buat database untuk system. And then I cannot see a optional. All mandatory. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 entity only. And then ada noun and verb.
Sorry, sir.
Lagi ada apa yang missing? Why this suddenly here? Must be space. Dia tak boleh, apa kata, dia tak boleh rapat. From one entity to another entity must have a space between the boxes.
Okay, sir.
Ni siapa ni? Putri Aina.
Yes, sir.
Okay. At least you tulis kat sini. Dia tak perlu dalam line. You put straight away also can. Book must have author. Author can write book. Okay, ni betul. Okay, ada ni. Tak ada optional. And then you must give a space. Dia tak boleh one tak boleh rapat. You give a space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only I can see 5 entity. Only. Premium membership. This one you kena customer dengan premium. You letak dalam satu entity super type. Should not lah. Sebab contohnya customer kalau dia ada package, then it be a premium and regular. One super type and subtype. Customer dia tak boleh letak premium and regular.
Okay, sir.
Or membership. Separate membership, you buat a premium and regular.
Okay.
Kalau you letak semua dalam ni, dia heavy sikit. But you will see how to normalize. Hopefully we see lah. I want to finish this chapter. Okay. Okay, next. Okay, going to finish. Beckham.
Yes, sir.
Why ini line ni bengkok? Should be a straight line like this or like this. This pun kena adjust sikit sini, pergi atas sini and then connect sini. Kan you sini. Ni graph bukan graph Beckham. This one is a proper line.
Okay, sir. My bad.
Then you give a space between this and this soft box. Jangan rapat. And then one saja, course, teach, lecturer. Course, teach, lecturer. Ke lecturer, teach, course. Course taught by lecturer. Two way kena ada. You boleh letak atas tapi kena rapat which entity you are referring to. And then tak ada optional. Faham, Beckham?
Alright, sir.
Ni siapa ni? Nur Munira.
Saya, sir.
Should be a two verb noun.
Alright.
And then soft box ni kena ada space. Space tu kena lebih sikit lah. At least I can see the space. 1, 2, 3. Only 4 entity.
Yeah.
Buat dah lebih sikit. Now.
Alright.
Semua mandatory. Mana optional? Tak ada.
So far tak ada. Nanti saya tambah lagi.
Cash, online banking, credit card. Payment. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Ni siapa?
Saya punya, sir.
Aziratul. Aziratul, mana verb noun? Tak ada. Semua mandatory, tak ada optional. Ada super type
Ada satu mandatory, sir. Ada satu mandatory. To publish date.
Satu mandatory ke optional?
Optional. Silap.
Oh, ada, okay. Ada satu saja. Public date, okay. And then debit or credit card, e-wallet, online transfer. Bagi sikit space kat sini. And then tak ada attribute dekat ni. Online transfer, e-wallet, debit card. Letak some attribute. You cannot have an entity without a column or attribute. Just give ni macam dalam slide tu je.
Tapi saya tambah hari tu ada 3 kotak je. So saya tambah lagi.
Ni semua one to one ke?
Yeah.
Many order tak boleh one payment.
Boleh.
Ni one customer cannot do a many order.
Boleh. Okay, sir.
Ni siapa? The last one. No Damia. For Damia, medical record managed by doctor. Doctor manages medical record. Patient service staff. Patient service staff. Staff provides care. Patient. Ni service ni apa maksud dia? Ada one optional. Patient service staff. Tak ni kot. Tak sesuai. Patient service staff. Staff ni siapa? Doctor and nurse. You boleh ni kot. Boleh connect to sini. Doctor, treatment, patient. Provides care, okay. Patient. Relationship patient dengan staff. Patient pay staff. The patient apa tu? Take care staff. Ni bukan take care by staff. Atau you buat provides care by staff.
Hello.
You buat passive pun boleh. Okay. Staff super type. Ni tak perlu letak super type semua ni. Okay. Just letak ni je. Hospital management database. Database ni tak ada space. Should be a one word database. B tak perlu huruf besar. Okay. Add some entity. Some more option here. Nurse tak perlu patient ke? Okay. So why I give the morning thought? So you put myself in my place and then evaluate your forum. Okay. Saya bagi one day. You give me this. Actually, assignment is very simple. If you spend your entire 24 hours, you spend 30 minutes, you can give a best assignment. How? Go to Google search. Here the diagram. Go to images. You choose whatever ada banyak ERD. Contohnya yang ni. You copy balik je entity, all the primary key, and then tak ada relationship. You just have the relationship. Finish. Few hours you boleh finish. You can give me a quality work. You choose 1 year. That you tak nak buat. Okay. It's okay. So we continue our next chapter. So perlu ke submit this one? Tak perlu. Okay. We will see another ERD diagram. Today we see the relationship diagram. And then after we finish all the ERD chapter, then you submit again with the proper ERD. Okay. Saya akan buka sekali lagi. Okay. So please remember whatever input I give you today. Submit me a proper and good work. Whatever assignment you see or when you go to the industry, when you go to the school, people will judge you, evaluate you based on the how quality work you give. People akan menilai what is your work. If you give a simple work, you give a effortless work, don't expect the respect from others. If you want to be a successful, you want people to look at you, please improve your quality work. Walaupun kerja kecil, you put your 100% effort, you put 100% proper work, somehow in your life you will get something, some opportunities valuable. Until now, my company, when a company intern, until now they call me, ask me to join their company. Even though I go a lot of space, a lot of companies I tukar ni, but I have a very good relationship with my intern company. You must make some effort. People, after this, people, when you go industry or school, people don't fit you. You dah, semua ni dah dewasa. Okay, so you must know yourself. Okay, so we go to the chapter 6. We will learn more about the unique identifier. So, what is the unique identifier? No, Sarah Zulaika.
Yes, sir.
What is unique identifier?
Unique identifier is, I think, something that not something that another did not have.
Didn't have. Contohnya?
Contohnya like matric ID, everyone has different matric
So,
ID.
they have they're not same as a different record. Okay. So, they are not same as a different record. So, it is unique identifier. Okay. Unique identifier ni ada banyak dalam ni. Okay. Give me a second. Okay. So, unique identifier. Okay. So, unique identifier, dia ada banyak type of unique identifier. We have a primary key, we have a candidate key, we have a foreign key is not a unique identifier. Foreign key is same key you can refer to another table. Okay, we will see what is the unique identifier. Okay, unique identifier in relational databases. Okay, relational databases mean what? Yang you tarik sini, tarik sana. Every entity connect to another entity. Kalau dia tak connect, meaning to say the entity no need to have inside the database. Kalau tak ada relationship, kenapa dia nak letak dalam database? If you put something inside the database, table and something, must have important to be related to another entity. Okay, this value or combination of values that enable user to find that one unique item among all the rest. Okay, so unique identifier ni dia akan unique from all the key. Mesti akan. Okay, contohnya ID. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until the infinity. All the numbers will be different. Same as your IC number, same as your metric number. It is not same as the rest of the instances. Okay, identifying just the right attribute or combination of attributes and relations is a skill that any database user must master. This is important. Okay, untuk master ni, you kena fikir as a logical. Okay, this is not an academic skill or something. It is more to your logical skill. Okay, contohnya, I want to put my IC number as a unique identifier ke atau my metric number as a unique identifier. Okay, depends on the situation. You must think. Okay, contohnya, you do a innovation competition. Okay, innovation competition. You nak letak metric ID ke or IC number as a unique identifier. Kalau you buat a system in the university, you buat a IC number or metric card as a unique identifier. It depends on the situation. You must see whether the person or the actor have metric ID or not. If let's say all the person who are involved, semua yang terlibat tak ada metric number, then you cannot put a metric number as a unique identifier. Okay, so you must think logically. Why I say logically means nanti akan lihat semua ERD diagram yang tak ada logik. Okay, innovation competition ada yang participant daripada luar, tapi you letak metric ID as a unique identifier. Dia nak letak apa? And then another thing is you letak metric ID as a mandatory field. Habislah sistem you. Walaupun dia nampak benda muda, tapi when you design, you can see all sort of this kind of things. Sebab tu you kena, after you finish the ERD diagram, you have to put yourself as a actor. Dia boleh isi ke form semua ni. Dia boleh, contohnya lah, you give a questionnaire later in your FIP or you do a master ke PhD ke, you do a questionnaire. Semua, not all the mandatory can be filled by your respondent. You bagi kena optional. The thing you give optional that is kurang penting untuk you punya kajian. Okay, after this you will do a thesis, you do a FIP and so on. When you do a questionnaire, you must understand people's. And then some people, dia buat questionnaire sampai 5-6 page. Apa-apa benda dia tanya. People will tend lose attention more than 5 questions asking. So the best questionnaire is less than 5 or less than 6 questions. Okay. Paling singkat, paling cepat dia boleh habis, paling banyak you dapat questionnaire. Okay. So these are the attributes. Same as your database. When you fill up the form digitally kan, you must understand the concern of the actor and concern of your stakeholders, concern of your respondent users. How many form they can fill up in 1 minute. Okay, so you must understand where to specify the unique identifier based on the situation. Okay, kenapa unique identifier penting? Sebab enables you to find your record in a file. Okay, contohnya saya punya metric ID 001. Okay, let's say Putri punya metric ID 002. Okay, if let's say I find 001, it automatically refers to myself. Whatever record I have, it will be display 001 for myself. Contohnya 001 ni tak ada unique identifier langsung. So saya kena cari teenage. Berapa banyak teenage tu ada. And then I have to filter back as the address. And then filter by a background. And so on. Baru saya akan dapat the specific person data. If let's say I have a unique identifier 001, I straight away can put a 001 to get all the information. I no need to go through a lot of process. That's why we have a unique identifier in the database. Unique identifier is a must in the database. Dia bukan optional, it is a must. Kalau you punya ERD diagram, kalau you punya database tak ada unique identifier, it is not considered as a unique identifier. Meaning to say, all your entity must have a primary key. Kalau dekat final year project nanti, you buat database, tak ada primary key, siaplah you punya project boleh bungkus. Okay. Nanti dia akan tanya, siapa lecturer ni ajar database design. Database tak ada primary key pun. Dia ajar ke betul ke tak? They will condemn me. They will blame me. Don't do like that. Okay. Okay. So how many unique identifier we have? We have a simple UID. We have a composite UID. What is composite? Composite is not a technology word. Composite is a English word. Composite means gabungan. Okay. A UID that is a single attribute is a simple UID. Okay, contohnya you buat dalam you punya EID diagram lah. Saya tak nampak composite unique identifier. Contohnya staff ID, IC number, which have only one hash. Okay, boleh ke saya letak 2 hash? Boleh. 3 boleh. Infinity boleh. Okay, how many unique identifier you can letak dalam EID diagram? Can. But there is no EID diagram is more than, not all the attributes are unique identifier. Okay, tak boleh letak semua as a unique identifier in one entity. So you must have a mandatory, you must have optional, you must have. And then always the unique identifier must be a first attribute inside the entity. Okay, so simple is one unique identifier. Kalau composite dia ada banyak. Okay, why we need a composite unique identifier? Nak tanya siapa ni? Prisha?
Sir.
Okay, you see my screen?
Okay.
Okay, because here we have a concert ticket, right? Simple unique identifier.
Yes.
Okay, here we have a composite. Why we have a 2 unique identifier here in this case?
Because it's more effective, I think. Because if just ticket number and name means they might be have same name. 2 persons might have the same name.
Okay, this one is okay. I understand that one person have one ticket number. Why this have 2 unique identifiers? Can I put this as a mandatory?
Can?
Why can?
Because seat number it's only one. Each seat have their own
It is
number.
mandatory, what? So another person also can put one, what?
Sir, how can the seat have number 1? 2 seats have number 1.
That's why they put a unique identifier. That's my question. So you cannot put a mandatory there.
Okay.
So that's why we have a unique identifier. Let's say if I put optional or mandatory there, let's say the seat number is 1, and then another person also can have a 1. Tak boleh lah, satu seat boleh duduk 2 orang at the same time. Okay, that's why we have a unique identifier. So that one cannot be repeated in any other instances. So orang lain tak boleh dapat the same seat number. Okay, so when you put a unique identifier, you must have a own reason. Nanti bila dah buat EID diagram, saya akan tanya, why kenapa you ada composite unique identifier? Why you have a 2 unique identifier? And boleh buat EID like this, but for the example they give like this lah. But for the real concert ticket, another unique identifier as a seat number. Okay, this is not tak wujud dalam database, any database. Standard, they have a few composite identifier because of the seat number. Okay, same as the when you go to the voucher, have the unique identifier as a code number, so that the same person cannot be redeem the gift or voucher second time or third time. Okay, so you must have reason. Suddenly I see your EID diagram, you have a gift or rebate voucher ID, suddenly you put mandatory there. Kalau you put mandatory, then habis lah. You cannot put people will keep repeating the same rebate unless you put campaign. Contohnya, kalau you beli 200 and above, you insert contohnya lah, UPSI, then you get a 20%. That UPSI can be a mandatory. Berapa banyak you dapat at the certain campaign period, you can put the certain voucher as a mandatory. You must know. That's why you must logically think. If I put a voucher, Is it a campaign voucher or a limited edition or specific person or lucky draw and so on? That's why database ni you gonna think logically first before you denote any of the type of the attribute. Okay, next. Artificial UID are those that don't occur in the natural world. Contohnya, your name. Okay, even though we don't have a we don't have the naturally we don't have the ID inside our name. Contohnya lah Dinesh, Munira ke, orang tak panggil me, myself, Dinesh as a 9606 and so on. Okay, they will call as me Dinesh. Okay, kita semua tak ada naturally tak ada ID. But in database, we all must have a ID because to what? To be uniquely identified because computer ni tak faham. You faham sebab the real world know me as a Dinesh by my face. Okay, computer tak boleh recognize my face as the Dinesh. Okay, because inside the database don't have the face. So that's why we have a ID. So by having the ID, we create the ID so that we can give a specific person specific attributes. Okay, for example, if I give ID 001, then first name is Ali, contohnya lah Ali. So Ali is denoted to 001. Even though the second person have a Ali, the first name, then but the ID is different. So it is a different person. So the computer or the person who are operating the system will understand these two are the different person. Okay, that's why we have a artificial UID. Okay, so for example, in the shoe, we have a shoe ID. If let's say don't have a shoe ID means all the Nike blue color will be considered as a one shoe. Even though you have a 10 quantity same color shoe, but the system will understand as a only one shoe because you don't have a ID. If let's say I put a 1, 2, 3, 10 IDs means then the system will understand, oh, we have a 10 shoes inside the system. That's why we have a artificial UIDs. Okay, same when you do a listing for the grocery item. Contohnya, you had a few vegetables, tomato, ladyfinger, brinjal, and so on. What you put as ID is 123 001 002 as the ID or a barcode. That's why we have a barcode. Okay, so ni semua explain. Okay, UID from bar relationship. This is not a bar, bar. Okay, why bar means the symbol is bar. Okay, bar means bar means bar lah, my chocolate bar, magnet bar, it's called as a bar line. Okay, so what is bar line? We will see this. Okay, what is bar line means? I think first one is the okay. So what is the bar line means? When you see in chapter 5, we have bar lines. Okay, if you see here, means it inherits the attribute from the parent entity. Meaning to say, kalau tak ada enrollment, you cannot assign a student. That's why we have a bar line. Okay, it is not a vice versa. It must be a from which bar to which one. That's why you must put a bar line near to which entity. You tak boleh letak bar line kat sini. If you put a bar line kat sini, what happen? If let's say there's no student, there's no enrollment. You tak boleh macam tu. If let's say no enrollment, then it will be a no student. You should denote where it is near to. Okay. So what is bar line is actually it inherits the parent entity. Okay. So why it is important? Sebab contohnya lah, you buat a student subject. Okay. But if let's say you want to make sure that every student have a one subject. Okay, every student have a one subject. Tapi you tak boleh buat a certain relationship. Contohnya lah, not every student in the enrollment, we don't know which subject they want to take. Contohnya you tak habis lagi database, suddenly you want to go to the web design, web development. Okay, so database dah tahu, pelajar ni dah finish the database design course, then only go to the web development course. So how you want to know the database know is you must have the parent entity, so that make sure that whoever student finish the certain course, then only it will be enrolled to the following semester. Contohnya you dah habis bayar you punya tuition fee, then only you can enroll to the certain semester. Okay, so when you have enrollment, so you can proceed with the further. Okay, if let's say there's no enrollment means every student will get a subject regardless of dia habis ke tak habis ke, dia student semester mana, first ke second ke, every student will assign to the subject. Okay, so to make sure every student enroll based on the subject, you must have some parent. So let's say the subject also will be referred to the enrollment. Okay, so the student is semester 1, semester 2. So then we'll assign to the certain subject. That's why we have a bar lines. This is called as a bar relationship. Okay, back to our chapter 6. Okay. Okay, so that's why unique identifier pun dia ada bar relationship. Okay, meaning to say, if let's say there's no account number, so automatically there's no bank. Kalau you ada account number, mesti ada bank. Okay, contohnya you have a many account number, so you will have a one bank. Okay, at least one bank. Okay, it can be a one-to-one also can. Okay, why it is many means one person can have a many account number. Contohnya, when you go to the Maybank, you also have a account number for your personal savings. At the same time, you have an account number for the e-wallet. So one person can have a many account number. Okay. So this is mean by, okay, if I say no account number means no bank exists. That's why we have a bar line. Okay. Okay. So this one we already see in the previous chapter. Okay. Artificial unique identifier intersection entity. Okay. Contohnya, this number can be supplied by, okay, contohnya catalog item, we have a product and manufacture. Okay. This catalog item, okay, if let's say no manufacturer, no product, means no, there will be, there will be, if there's no catalog item, there will be a no manufacturer and no product. Okay, so what is common between the catalog and manufacturer is the number. Okay, if let's say that every catalog number will be have a what supplied by the manufacturer. Okay, so it is possible for an interaction entity to use the artificial attribute as a UID. Okay, contohnya dia tak guna name or it should be have a price, the price of the catalog item. So instead they use a number. So that from the manufacturer, contohnya product to 70 ringgit. Let's say the code is 001. So they assign the same number as the 001 and 001. So they can complete the know which product at which price. Okay. Okay. So that's the bar relationship with the unique identifier. Okay. So but what you must remember is whatever you want, where you want to put a simple unique identifier and which entity you want to put as a composite unique identifier. Okay. Let's come to this one. Candidate unique identifier. Sometimes two or more possible unique identifier exists. Okay. This one is what? This one is the candidate key. It's not candidate key, it is a composite identifier. Sometimes you have a composite identifier. At the same time, you will have a several unique identifier that is not connect to each identifier. Contohnya, okay, you go to the customer. Okay, customer. We have a customer ID, first name, last name. Maybe this ID is company ID. For example, 001 for this customer. At the same time, we can, so this ID is related to the first name. Okay, so this is called as a what? Called as a composite unique identifier. What is candidate key is, for example, I add the IC number, which is doesn't related to dia tak relevant to the company name or the ID number. This is called as a what? As a candidate key. So in the database, you can have a candidate key which is not relevant to the other composite key. You must understand a composite key must be connected. If let's say another unique identifier come out with the not relating to the other composite key, it is called as a candidate key of the unique identifier. Meaning to say candidate is apa? Calon unique identifier. Dia boleh ada banyak calon, tapi certain ada gabungan. This is the difference between a composite and the candidate key. Student will always misunderstand that composite key and the candidate key is the same. No. Composite key must be as a relationship. Contohnya, SIG number and that of someone's. Even ticket number can be a composite key. If I put a ticket number here, it will be a composite key, not a candidate key. If let's say I put a IC number or a metric ID number or whichever unique identifier I have, then it is not related to the particular SIG number or the ticket number, because ticket number already combined to the particular unique identifier. So this is called as a composite ID. Then the IC and everything all inside the entity called as a unique candidate key. Okay, so candidate key and composite key is not a different. Okay, even the name also you can know the real meaning. Okay, candidate is a calon. Kita ada banyak calon as a what? Unique identifier. But kita ada certain gabungan as a composite key. Okay. So that's the difference between a composite and the candidate key. Okay. So student ID has been chosen as the primary UID. What is primary UID, or you can call as a primary key? You may have a few candidate key. From the few candidate key, you have to choose as one as the primary key. Okay, how to choose a primary? Choose one as a primary key. You must think at that situation. For example, you are in the, let's say I said in the competition. Kalau you dekat competition, ada participant daripada luar, bukan student. If you put the primary key as a metric number, obviously you akan bubuh primary key as a IC. But let's say in that particular competition, you bagi a certain percentage rebate for only student, then you need a student metric ID as a optional, cannot be a mandatory because orang luar juga daftar ke situ. So you have a student metric ID as optional, but at the same time you use the student ID as a unique identifier as a candidate key to connect to the voucher code or the rebate code, whatever relevant to the entity, and then you masuk dalam database. Okay, so the rebate, coupon, and everything, they have all these are called as a candidate key. Between there, you also have a composite key and so on. Okay, the first entity as a one secondary UID, while the second as the second UID. Okay, so boleh dalam satu entity you can have a many candidate key. Okay, but you must remember to put you only must have a one primary key, which must be the first of the entity attribute. Okay. Give me 2 minutes. Okay, so our okay, so student IC as chosen as the primary UID. So wherever you find a word primary UID means primary key. Okay, so in database, all the unique identifier we call as a key. Why key? Sebab kunci itu adalah penting untuk open any door. So that's why we use a key. Okay, we call as a primary key, we have a secondary key, you can call as a candidate key, you can call as a, we have a lot of key, candidate key, we have transfer key and so on. Okay. So, but in this class, we will only learn certain keys. Okay. Okay. So, in every entity, only can have a primary key, okay, which is a very important key you feel for the particular database, which will be help to what? To differentiate between one record to another record. Okay. So, dalam database ni, you boleh key. They call as a candidate key. Contohnya, you have a shoe code. If let's say you have a shoe code, shoe color, this can be a candidate key. But at the same time, only have one primary key called as contohnya shoe code is a primary key, because this will be differentiate from all the data. Okay, even though some data is same, but it will be different from one data. So whatever you feel that this is the primary key, you must put in the first of the entity. Ingat, you can the first attribute you put is the primary key. Okay, even though you have a following secondary key. Okay. So the first entity has one secondary UID. Okay, if you see here, you have a student ID and a batch number. Okay, batch number you have a hashtag 1, 2, -1, 2, -2-2 and everything. Okay, why they put this like this means maybe they put a first name as last name as the secondary key. Okay, you must have that. So how I put inside the attribute, you no need to follow the bracket 1, 2, 3 and so on. You just put whatever field as the key, unique identifier. You put a hashtag and put. But whatever you put, the first one is the primary key. Okay, you no need to put a bracket inside the primary key, secondary key and so on. Okay. Okay. So unique identifier make it possible for us to distinguish one instance to another entity. Okay, so in this one we all see in the real world, however, it is sometimes not easy to distinguish one thing from another word. Okay, so a primary key allows to access a specific record in a database. Okay, that's why we have a primary key. Okay. Okay, we go to the second topic, normalization. You have any question about the primary key, secondary key? Ada question tak? Tak ada.
Sir,
Ah.
maksudnya kalau macam candidate key tu, kiranya all of the option atau attribute boleh jadi primary key, tapi the first one, only the first one will be
First one will be the primary key. You can have a many candidate key, tapi the first one you tulis dalam entity is the considered as the primary key. Contohnya saya boleh buat hashtag color as the primary key. Okay. Contohnya saya buat shop, hanya saya ada 4 color saja. Tak boleh sama dengan another record. Okay, the first record is, let's say the shoe ID is 001, the second record cannot be a 001. Must be a different. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So let's say I give another example. How you can understand this candidate key and the primary key. Okay. Contohnya fakulti kita ada code, contohnya fakulti meta ada code 001. And then we have a faculty science and mathematics. We have 002. Okay. Unique identifier ke tak? Azira.
Unique.
Unique. How is unique?
Sebab dia berbeza.
Dia berbeza. Okay. So 001 I cannot give to the FPE or FPM. Okay. Contohnya tak boleh bagi 001 to another FPE or FPM. Okay. So at the same time, I go to the lecturer. Okay. Dalam fakulti ni, I go to the lecturer. We have a faculty ID and then I give a staff ID to the lecturer. Unique identifier ke tak? Putri.
Unique.
How is unique? Because staff ID is different from one staff to another staff. Let's say in the entity diagram, you have a faculty ID and a staff ID, dual unique identifier. Okay, so which one is the primary key is based on your situation. Okay, let's say this is the university management system. Of course, I can choose staff ID as a primary key. Tapi at the same time, faculty also a unique identifier. Okay, so unique identifier. So whether it is a composite key or candidate key depends on how you see. For example, faculty, let's say the staff ID, let's say the IFS, I have the faculty ID 001. Maybe I can put a faculty staff 001/28 or 001/01. So siapa yang 001/01 automatically be a 01 faculty ID. So meaning to say the faculty staff ID and the faculty ID is a composite key because they depends on each other. Okay. But let's say I have another staff ID there, it is not considered as the composite key. It is considered as the primary key. At the same time, that primary can be a candidate key. Okay. Kita ada banyak calon untuk pilih as a primary key from the candidate key or a composite key. But at the same time, you must understand, if you choose composite key as the primary key, you must choose which composite key as the primary key. Composite key kan ada banyak depend of the depend key. So you must know which one to choose the primary key. But all the question back, we only have one primary key, which will be the first of the ERD die. Okay, this is the between the primary, composite, and the candidate key. Okay, so when you do a more complicated database, you will see more complicated keys. But don't worry, we will see how to break down all this database into a proper attribute in the following subtopic, which is the normalization. Okay, kita ada 3 norm, first norm, second norm, third norm. Okay, so first norm ada certain rules, second norm kena comply first norm and the certain rules, third norm kena comply 2 norms and the certain rule. So by that, we can prevent the redundancy inside the database and anomalies. Okay, we will see in the following chapter. Before that, I think saya ada miss dalam chapter 5. Okay, chapter 5 is something which is similar to the unique identifier. Sebab tu saya pergi dulu the unique identifier first, because you must understand the unique identifier first, then only you boleh nampak dia punya relationship. Contohnya lah. Okay, so this all we see in the last class. Okay, we have a transferability relationship. Contohnya, the receipt issued by for one student cannot be transferred to the other entity. So if let's say you feel like satu entity ni dia tak boleh transfer to the another entity. Contohnya, you go to the patient management system, hospital management system ke. So contohnya admission. Okay, that particular admission of the patient cannot be transferred to the another person. So apa yang boleh letak adalah you boleh letak simbol diamond. Okay, so meaning to say, even though you have a many receipt, but each receipt are issued to the one student. Understand? Okay, that's why dalam ERD diagram you boleh confuse. Okay, contohnya I nak letak many to one ke many to many. Contohnya, many books by one customer. Tapi kalau secara logiknya many book by one customer, tapi at the same time many books can be by many customer juga kan. So how I want to do a relationship transferability there so that you can put a diamond there. So many book can buy one customer at the same time that one particular customer cannot transfer their invoice to the another customer. Contohnya saya beli 5 buku. So the invoice will be for the 5 books. I cannot transfer that invoice 5 books to another customer with the buying 6 books. So by that we can control the relationship. So cannot transfer to the another person. Okay. So this is a transferability relationship. Okay, if let's say no transferable, ada diamond lah. Okay. And then we have this one-to-one, many we have seen already. This is the redundant relationship. Okay, redundant relationship we will see in the second, first, and third norm after this. But what they are actually trying to convey is, you can ingat, every relationship, okay, some entity dia kena perlu from one entity to another entity. Some entity they can straight away connect to the another entity, not going to the not entity. So depends on how you see the database logically. Okay, contohnya lah person ni dah ada living to that country, so automatically can retrieve all the location. Okay, no need to search by town and then go to that particular country. Okay, so this example lah. But sometimes you need person to trace by town and country so that you can have a more record by the demography of the country. It depends on how you see the database, what you need from the database, okay, what the system need to the database. Okay, so how to avoid the redundant relationship, everything we will see in the normalization. Okay, so that is the even the hiding attribute ni tak ada apa, hiding attribute is just now we see, so that every human we cannot recognize by the name because same person will have a same name, so we have a ID to represent that. That is the hiding attribute. Okay, for example, first name last name we have a ID because first name and last name will be have a same name, so that we combine to the one name and then we have a ID. Okay, this is a bar line, we see the intersection relationship. So okay, contohnya if you see this one, okay, if you see here TV show person, okay, so if you see here many TV show watched by many person, macam mana kita nak monitor which person see which TV show, so we have a viewing record. Okay, so by having a viewing record from here the TV show can record inside the viewing record, the person also has the record in the viewing record. So when we go to see the viewing record, we will know which person see which TV show. Okay, kalau macam ni semua orang tengok many TV show by many person, we cannot search by what, by person. Siapa tengok this TV show, how many people see this TV show, that TV show, and so on. Okay, so that's why we have a viewing record that it connects to both entity with a meaningful way. Same for the scheduling and so on. Okay, that are you must understand. So which one you want to put which relationship? Okay, not everybody come with the intersection relationship. If we have an intersection relationship, means it is dependable. Contohnya kalau viewing record ni tak ada TV show, this TV show doesn't have that record. If let's say this TV show tak ada record, the viewing record also doesn't have record. Contohnya lah TV show ni ada Squid Game. Suddenly viewing record tak ada Squid Game. You cannot have like that. Suddenly sini Squid Game, sini Train to Busan, tak boleh. Kalau Train to Busan sini, must have viewing record here, Train to Busan. Okay, let's say Train to Busan is 001, you must have the 001 here. Okay, suddenly you have a Squid Game here, viewing record of Squid Game here, third person yang watch 001. Okay, if let's say a person watch 001, you have a viewing record 001, and then TV show also have the 001 the record. Okay, must be intersection. Okay, and then we have a crude analysis. Okay, what is crude analysis? Create, retrieve, update, and delete the data. Okay, so when you go to the business, when you understand, right, when you see the how you create the database is by collecting the requirement from the specific person or stakeholders about the record. If let's say the particular person say that, okay, say that I want to input customer name. Maksud dia apa? Input customer name means your data must be create customer name. Dalam database you boleh create customer name inside your database. Bukan read saja database. Okay, so these are the words you can collect when you do a database. Contohnya dia kata, okay, I want to update customer list when the new order came in. Maksudnya apa? Update. Update means you go, so your record must able to update. Update means what? Can be editable. Contohnya 001 can be added to the 0010. Okay, so these are the words when you can identify. They want to look as, they want create, create, retrieve, update, or delete the data. Okay, you must understand as a database developer, before you build the database, everything inside the documentation. You from the documentation, you must come out with a certain word, keyword, then only you can create a database. Okay, what are the keywords? Is the, if let's say the people say I want to view, report, bring up, print, find, read, look up. What these keywords are saying is you must see which one. For example, they want to change, modify, alter, or update means they want to do a update function. If they want to discard, remove, trash, purge, delete means they want to do a delete function. If let's say your database start a delete function means habislah, not fulfill the customer requirement or stakeholders requirements. Okay, you must know to come out with the what the customer or stakeholders want. Okay, nanti in your assignment 2 or assignment 1, I will give you a, most probably I will give you a business requirement. Okay, from that situation, particular situation, I will give this kind of word. From there, you will come out with the database. If let's say I ask you from the assignment 2, okay, my requirement is delete, where in your database as a delete means you have to able to delete the database. Suddenly delete the certain attribute or certain record, database dah stop ready, cannot function. It means that you not perform the delete function inside the database. Okay, so don't worry, this we see in the SQL programming language. Okay, so these are the few words you have to remember. Okay, so that's about the chapter 5. Okay, before we go to the chapter 6, we take 5, we'll meet 10.5. Okay, we will see 10.5 with the what is the normalization. Okay, normalization is very important part. Take 5 and we'll see on 10.5. Okay, take 5 first. Okay, welcome back. Razlin,
Yes, sir.
so far faham tak?
Faham.
Kau kena baca juga lepas ni. Kena go through juga.
Ya, saya akan go through lepas ni.
Okay. So I understand sometimes we go faster and things because we as a human take times to understand and this one. Tapi tapi you all are very clever and intelligent students. Sebab tu you dapat tawaran kat IPTA. So it is nothing impossible. Take time and understand everything. So it just take time. Okay, kalau you go through after this, after class ke, and take a 5 or 10 minutes to go through the slides and everything. You have zaman ni ada banyak way of learning. You have a YouTube, you have AI. Utilize everything you have. Dia tak salah kalau you guna AI untuk belajar to get information and everything. But don't plagiarize. Take everything from ChatGPT or any other AI, copy and paste. Itu yang salah. When you do quiz also same. Don't think I don't know, I cannot find whether you use a ChatGPT or AI tool to answer your quiz ke, assignment ke. As a lecturer, we can understand, we can find it, we easily can find a student tu dia dah take from ChatGPT ke or answer the question genuinely ke atau just copy paste from the AI and just answer the quiz. We can understand. We can within a second we can identify a student. How to identify a student? Whether they use AI or not is asking a question. Macam I ask the question in the class lah. Kalau I ask the question, you tak boleh jawab, tapi suddenly quiz is 100%. All the quiz is correct. Something wrong kan? Macam tu lah kami tahu the student is take from ChatGPT or not. Yang paling apa kata? The worst part is student do their thesis using a ChatGPT. That's the worst part. Kenapa? Sebab buat assignment ke thesis ke at the last minute. So no choice, copy paste from the ChatGPT. And copy paste the ChatGPT, not all the academics citation ke atau academics diagram ke, not all are the true or valid citation. Bila kita pensyarah tengok balik the real citation, dia terang something else, ChatGPT dia terang something else, kantoi lah student tu. What should do? We must understand one thing that cannot be tolerated in the academic world. Academic world maksud dia apa? Assignment, quiz, thesis, final year project, anything related to your academic work. The only one thing we cannot tolerate. Tolerate means what? Kalau you tangkap, you kena pergi ke mahkamah tata tertib of the UPSI. You have to answer. Cannot tolerate is the plagiarism. Plagiarism ada dua jenis. You plagiarism atau orang plagiarism you. Dua thing tak boleh. Even as a lecturer, we also cannot do that. Cannot do that means saya tak boleh ambil student work and show as the world is my work. Cannot. Even as your assignment, quiz or your thesis also. Dalam thesis you, first author is you, not a lecturer. Research paper you tulis, first author is you, not a lecturer. Kalau lecturer insists you put their name as a first author, it is not a ethical work in an academic. Okay. So you can go through all this lah. So one thing we cannot tolerate wherever institution ke, you go to a private university ke or university line ke, ataupun you sambung belajar PhD ke, master ke, one thing we cannot tolerate and anywhere inside the world is the plagiarism. Okay, you tengok lah, some people they use their time and energy to hasilkan something. Suddenly you take without their knowledge or acknowledgement. So we cannot tolerate. So you pakai AI ke, tak pakai AI ke, lecturer can easily identify. Yeah, even from the quiz also I know which student use the AI and which student not using AI, and which student answer the quiz genuinely, answer not genuinely, and so on. Okay. And another thing is when you do thesis and assignment, please manage your time wisely. Manage your time wisely. Okay. So when you start assignment, dia tak boleh, people say that Rome doesn't build in one day. You tak boleh build Rome in a one day. Sikit-sikit you buat. I give you entity, 24 hours, you buat lah. If you do a one entity table for 1 hour, you have for like 5-6 hours, you can finish a 6 entity. So orang yang buat 3 entity table tu, tengok lah, I give you 24 hours, you give me a 3 entity. Okay, so this is plan your time wisely. Okay, I know you have a lot of work, other assignment, sebab tu saya tak bagi your long assignments. Kalau suruh hantar, you siapkan hari tu atau finish the quiz at that particular time or on that period of time or the period of day. Sebab I tak nak you take over the other subject. You also have other commitment. You also need to finish other assignments, other theses. You have to prepare for the teaching students. You have to prepare for the RPH. You have all the practicum and so on stuff and so on. That's why my assignment style is that group forum means finish that day. That's why I give ample time of after this class, finish the forum or thing, take some times and move on. So that you have ample time to understand and go through the slide. Sometimes you need a time to understand the slide, buat latihan and so on. Okay. Okay. So for the normalization, we have 3 norms. First norm, second norm, and third norm. Okay. They call as a normal form. Okay. Apart from this, what is normalization? Okay. Ni ada satu situation. Think about storing your friend's phone number in 3 different places. Okay. Okay. Think a situation, you store a phone number in 3 different places. Your address book, sekarang tak ada address book, dululah ada address book. I think my father still use the address book to write down people's phone number. Okay. Dulu kalau you bagi a phone number means they will write in the address book. Right? Kecil buku tu, boleh letak dalam dompet. So let's say you have an address book and a cell phone and a sheet of paper that you tap on your refrigerator. Okay. It's a lot of work if a friend changes his phone number. Contohnya kalau dia nak tukar dia punya phone number, you have to update the record inside the address book, cell phone and the refrigerator. Okay. So that's why we have a normalization. So what this normalization will help you is to prevent the unnecessary redundancy. Apa tu redundancy? Redundancy is nothing that the data is keep repeating. Contohnya, okay, same customer name is repeated when they buy another product. Contohnya customer name, customer ID 001, dia beli contohnya handphone. Dia beli contohnya handphone. So 001 customer handphone. One record dah. Next dia beli another things. For example, dia beli vegetables. 001 vegetables. And then dia beli another thing. 001 fruits. 001 tables. Berapa banyak space dia dah ambil? Let's say, so to prevent this type of redundancy, okay, the same customer beli certain period of quantity. Contohnya lah, dia beli handphone 002, 001, 002, 003, 004. So you have in one record. Okay. So this is to prevent the redundancy. Normalization is the process that is used to eliminate this kind of problems. One of the goal is the database is to store information in one place and in the best possible place. This is very important. If let's say tadi, kalau saya tukar dekat address book, dia automatically boleh tukar dekat handphone dengan refrigerator. That is the best practice as a database designer. Kalau dia tak boleh tukar, then this is not a good database designer practice. That's why we have a normalization rules how to achieve this goal. Kalau tukar kat address book atau refrigerator atau kat phone, dia boleh tukar semua. Okay, kalau dia tukar telefon number tu tadi, kalau you tak buat normalization, you kena buat manually. Go to the refrigerator, tukar nombor dia. Go to the address book, tukar nombor dia. Kalau you buat normalization, one place dia tukar, semua dia akan tukar. Okay, that's why we need a normalization. Okay, so how many normalization we have? We will learn 3 normalization. First normal form, second normal form, third normal form. Okay, tapi kita ada another normalization we call as a coed void normalization. Tapi that one we never learn in this syllabus lah. Okay, if you want to learn, that one will be the advanced. Okay, if you take a database outside the course, or you see the YouTube, they will explain you about the coed void normalization. So very famous from the famous scientists. Okay, come to our business. What is the first normal form? Okay, first normal form, how you write is 1 and F. 1 N is capital letter, F is capital letter. Wherever you find a symbol 1 and F is a first normal form. Okay, what this first normal form say? Okay, before we see this YouTube slide, I go something interesting. Okay. Okay. Okay, now let me off. Okay. 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 Share this tab. Okay. I don't want to go through the slide because slide might be a complicated. I go from a simple position. Okay. What is first normal form say? All rows must be unique. Okay. In the database, kita akan ada rows kan? The rows represent what? Instances. Okay. What the first normal form said is all rows must be unique. Okay, each cell must only contain a single value. This is important. They call as a atomic value. First normal form rule is all rows must contain a atomic value. What is atomic value is? Okay. No, Damia.
Saya, sir.
What you can see in the slide? What you can see in the screen? Sorry.
Customer name and order.
Okay. In customer name, what can you see?
Bob Jones, Fred Jones.
Okay.
and so on.
Dekat order apa yang boleh see?
Makanan, food.
Okay. Burger, fries and coke. What is atomic value means? The value must have one value. Contohnya, the customer name must be a Bob atau Jones. Dia tak boleh space, tak boleh comma, tak boleh slash or say. One particular column, one value. Contohnya dekat order, how many values? Nurul Ain?
Yes. Yes, sir.
How many values?
In customer name
In order.
order. In
For the Bob Jones, how many values?
3.
3. So first normal form dia kata apa? Dia dia have to be a atomic value. Atomic value maksud dia atom tahu kan? We have atom, compound. Ada apa? Atom is the simplest form of the element. So atom ni maksud dia must be a what? Must be a smallest form. Contohnya order, dia kena ada satu order saja. Burger, fries, coke, or nuggets, lemonade, or fries. Cannot be burger, comma, fries, comma, coke. Cannot be a more value. Should be a atomic value. Atomic value. Bila kata atomic value, if you have chance, there's a book called Atomic Habit. If you have chance, you have opportunity, you go to the library, you have ample time, please read that book. It will change your life somehow. Okay, please apply what they say. It's a very nice book, Atomic Habit. I read last year or 2 years back. Very nice book. Okay, very best-selling book also, Atomic Habit. Kalau you boleh find dekat library, you read. Okay, back to business. So the order must be a atomic. Maksud dia should be a burger, fries and coke. Cannot be a multi-value. Okay. So what we do in the first norm is kita akan pecahkan customer name and order. So how we do is we will add the order ID and the item name. Okay, contohnya from here, siapa? Nur Azrin?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so sekarang ni, okay. So sorry, I go too fast. Okay, so sekarang ni kan ada Bob Jones and Bob Jones kan?
Yes.
Okay, so how I want to different this Bob Jones to this Bob Jones? Siapa tu background voice? Okay, how
ID custom.
we do a order ID. Okay, so that we know which customer order which order. For example, Bob Jones boleh je satu orang ataupun two different person. This person order burger, fries and coke. The same person can be order the burger, fries, coke. So that's why we do a order ID to differentiate between the records. At the same time, we also want to do what? We want to separate the order. So how you separate is to denote each order with the different values. For example, order ID 1 is burger, 2 is nugget, 3 is burger. So that we can what? We can denote the order ID based on the person. For example, Sini. kita dah pecah first name and last name. You ingat tak? Sebelum ni ada Bob Jones. This is not atomic value. So kita kena pecah lagi. As a first name, as a last name. Okay. And then order ID. Order ID is 1. So 1 is refers to the burger. 2 is refers to the nuggets. 3 refers to the burger, but to the Bob Jones customer. Okay. So, sir, can I separate the burger ID into the ID? For example, order ID. Mana ni? Where is the, okay. Can I separate? Sir, can I separate? I can want to do a table here, another table here. Okay. I put a order ID here. ID here. And then order name here. Okay, I put a order name here. And then I put a one as a burger here. Okay, boleh. Okay, you can put a burger there also can. Okay, so that you are separating the values into a atomic value. Okay, so you are separating the atomic value from burger, fries, and the Coke. But in this YouTube, what they do is they separate based on the order ID. Okay, but it doesn't finish here. Okay, but our main function for the first normal form is to separate all the instances into the atomic value. So dia tak boleh separate value, should be in the atomic value. Okay. Okay. What is the second norm tell? Second normal form rules dia. First rule is dia kena comply first normal form. Okay, first normal form means dia kena comply the first rule of the database, which is the database must be a atomic value. Okay. Second thing is non-partial dependency. Non-partial dependencies means, let's say, okay, let's say you have a composite key. Let's say you have a composite key, student ID and course ID. Okay. Student ID, course ID is a dependable. For example, this student take the two course with the two different course fee. So what the second rule says that no partial dependency, meaning to say that the first student ID and the second student ID is the repeating. For example, okay, student ID 2, student ID 2, but the course ID is 4-3. Okay, and then third student also taking the third course, same course as the second student, and then the data is repeating. Because of what repeating is, because it is depend on the course fee and course ID are the dependable key. So by dependable key, we will have a few record are same as. For example, this record and this record is same. Okay, that's why we must put a what? The course ID and course ID cannot be dependable. Okay, cannot be partially dependency. Okay, so what you put is we create another table as a cost fee. Okay, kalau kita buat macam cost fee, so whatever cost ID referred to the cost fee will be only one. Okay, if let's say the student take the cost ID 1 means how many fee have to pay? Prisha, how many fee have to pay?
Sir,
Student ID 1, how many costs need to pay? Cost fee.
student one, how many course fee to pay? 500.
How you know 500?
It's stated there. ID
Because
one.
one is refers to this course ID as a 500 ringgit. So if second student take the same cost, they will pay as a 1,000 ringgit. So these 500 and 1,000 no need to repeat in the all the way. Okay, it just refers to the partial dependencies. Okay, so third normal form, what it is said is it must be comply the first and second normal form. And the last one is all fields must be determined by the primary key, not by the other keys. Okay, that's why we learned about the primary key earlier. Okay, so the third normal form said that the key must be dependable, determined by the primary or composite key, not the others. For example, if you see here, what will be the composite key is the tournament year, tournament name and year. Okay, and winner is and the winner date of birth. Dekat sini winner of date of birth, dia tak depend on year and tournament. Tapi dia depend on what? Depend on the winner. If let's say winner is A.F. Fredrickson, automatically 21st January. That's why it is keep repeating. If let's say A.I. Fredrickson, it is winner date of birth. So what's the third norm say that all the other we call as the attribute must be, if dependable means must be dependable on the composite key or primary key. So what we do is to remove this redundancy, we put a winner data, we create another entity, we put a winner and date of birth. So that whenever the total of winners AI prediction is automatically date of birth what? 21/1975. So no need to have another table to update all this. So by that, if let's say I want to change this AI prediction to Bob Albertson, I no need, if let's say previously, if I change here Bob Albertson, kena tukar ke? Siapa nak tanya ni? Rufina.
Yes, sir.
If I change here Bob Albertson, I need to change here also?
Yes.
But
Tak payah.
Kenapa tak payah?
Repeat, sir.
If I change AI Fredrickson, I padam ni AI Fredrickson, I change to Bob Albertson. I kena tukar juga ke sini?
Tukar.
Kenapa tukar? Sebab Bob Albertson punya date of birth is different.
Ya, betul.
Tapi kalau this is depends on the composite key or the primary key, kalau saya tukar AI Fredrickson to Bob Albertson, saya perlu tukar ke sini? Tukar ke date of birth? Rufina?
Repeat siapa tadi yang
Okay,
ni?
if let's say I change here to the Bob Albertson, saya perlu tukar ke date of birth dia kat sini juga?
Tukar.
Kenapa tukar? Sebab kalau saya tukar Bob Albertson, dia automatically refer to the Bob Albertson date of birth.
Ya.
Sebab tu kalau tadi kita tengok, when you change the phone number in the phone address book ke, refrigerator ke, ataupun your handphone, you need to change all the number, because it is not dependent on the primary key. Contohnya lah saya bagi primary key 01, nombor saya 0184700. If let's say I change 01 to 02 in one database called as a phone numbers, I add 02, 019, 1234, and then I change the book address number 02, then all the address book and the address book and the phone number I change to 02 automatically refer to the main database primary key. So this is how you can remove the redundancy in the normalization. Okay, so back to our slide. Yes, untuk capai first normal form, second normal form, third normal form, you have to see inside the entity first. Okay, whether you want to break down or not based on your data. In the entity form dia tak nampak sebab you tak letak lagi dia punya data. When you go to the database later in the record, you will have all the redundancy there. Okay, why you have redundancy? Because you never do a normalization. How you want to do a normalization? You have to follow the 3 rules: first, second, third. What is first is atomic, must be a simple form. Second is what? Must be dependable. Okay. Third is must be dependable to the primary key. Okay. Okay. So we will go through this also next week. Okay. Kita akan pergi one by one sebab this one I think we need a more explanation. So what you do this week is go through all the chapter 5, chapter 6 once again. Okay, take a notes, understand. Next week we will go through again normalization, and then we will have a quiz at the end of the class next week. Okay.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, can you repeat again? Because just now my line broke, so I couldn't hear what you said.
Repeat again the normal.
No, the one sir just said today after class.
Okay. Today after the class, what you do is you go through all the slides first, chapter 5, chapter 6 especially. So next week we will go through once again with the normal form. Okay, kita akan sekali lagi akan tengok the normal form 1, 2 and 3. Okay, with the examples, and then next week, Risha, your mic. Okay, so we will see. We will have a quiz at the end of the class next week. Okay, you go through first. Okay, first and second and third normal form. Okay, I think you need sometimes to digest all the information. Okay, so for the forum, hold dulu, kita akan tengok. Okay, because you learn transferability and everything. So the next assignment, you improve yourself and then don't repeat all the mistakes and everything. Okay. So,
alright.
So you will go through one by again all the chapters 5 and 6. We will see once again in the normal form, and then we will having a quiz next week. Okay, baca betul-betul sebab the next week quiz will be much more harder than the first one. Okay. Okay, so that's all our today's class, and thank you. Okay, before we leave, saya tambah attendance lagi.
Sir, yang video tadi tu boleh share ke dia punya link?
Saya share dekat YouTube. Okay, so nanti saya share dekat WhatsApp dulu. How many people today? 28. 29. Oh, seorang cinta tadi. Siapa dia? Ada message saya. Aisha. Give me a second. I update your attendance. Natural class today. The share. Okay, so we will go one by one. We will see. Tell me what you learned in today's class in one word. Start with Afiq. Afiq Zulfatli.
Ya doktor, so, hari ni saya belajar apa ni artificial UIDs.
Okay. Artificial UID. What is the full form?
Artificial UIDs is
UID. UID to stand for what?
Huh?
UID to stand for what? Full form.
UID stand for unique identifier.
Okay. Aina Rushda.
Sir, today I learned about relationship transferability.
Okay. So in your ERD diagram, ada transferability tak?
No.
What's your ERD diagram?
Hospital management system.
Mesti ada. Kalau invoice ni tak boleh transfer to another patient, right?
Ada sir.
So sekarang ni ada ke tak ada?
Ada sir.
Okay. Next, Alia Maisara.
Yes sir. Today saya belajar tentang simple UID dengan composite UID.
What is difference between simple and composite?
Simple UID ni dia selalunya single attribute.
Okay. Composite?
Kalau untuk composite selalunya dia dua.
Okay. Perlu ke dia kalau dua tu kena letak simbol apa? Star ke?
Kena letak simbol hash.
Okay, very good. Ashaira.
Yes, sir. So today I learned about what is composite UID.
Composite key. So in diagram got composite key ke?
So basically it's a combination of two or more attributes to
In your
identify.
ERD diagram, what is your ERD diagram? System apa?
Cinema system.
Oh, cinema ticketing system. Okay, ada composite key ke?
Composite key, for example.
Tak. Dalam ERD diagram ada composite key ke? Dalam ERD diagram you? Cinema ticketing system.
Ada.
Contohnya?
Date of the bought tickets. And the seat number itself.
Okay, very good. Beckham?
Me, sir. Today I learned a unique identifier and normalization.
Identifier.
Identifier and normalization. 1NF, 2NF, until 3NF, right, sir?
Okay, so what is the one normalization rule?
supaya buat table tu supaya tidak padat dan senang difahami.
Okay. So should be a atomic, should be a simple data, cannot be a complex. It means
Yes, sir.
hmm.
Today I learned untuk first normal form. Sebagai contoh untuk ERD saya, cafe management. So let's say customer tu dia order banyak order. So kita pecahkan order tu kepada atomic value.
Okay. So let's say my name is Dinesh Muniandi. Is it atomic value?
Repeat, sir.
Okay, my name is Dinesh Muniandi. I put dalam database tu. Adakah atomic value?
Yes.
Mana yes? Tak boleh. Dia ada dua nama. Dia kena one nama. So I have to separate the database, put the first name and the last name. Macam tu.
Okay.
Dia tak boleh space, tak boleh simbol, tak boleh comma, tak boleh slash and everything. Must be one data, one data. Okay. Aziratul?
Yes, sir. Today I learned about CRUD analysis, which is stand for create, retrieve, update and delete.
Okay. Create, retrieve. Okay. Mana tanya ni? Let's say the stakeholder kata I want to alter the customer details. What you do in the group?
Retrieve. Macam read balik the customer detail.
Alter is retrieve ke?
Update.
Update. Okay, good. Irfan?
Ada, sir. Ya, sir.
Cepat-cepat.
Yang saya belajar hari ini first normal form.
First normal form. If let's say I have Nike, Adidas, Nike, Adidas, Puma, is it correct?
Tidak, dia mesti atomic value.
So what you do?
Jadi table 1 Nike, lepas tu kedua buat table baru Adidas and so on.
Khairi?
Yes, sir. Today saya belajar tentang candidate key.
Candidate key. What system you do in ERD diagram?
Restaurant ordering system.
Restaurant ordering system ada candidate key ke?
Boleh ada. So misal kata kalau untuk order ID, dia punya candidate key will be the receipt number.
Okay, very good. Khairul Ikhwan?
Yes, sir. Yang saya belajar ini ialah simple UID dengan composite UID.
Composite UID. So, composite UID, okay. My question is, composite UID can have a candidate key or not?
Yes.
Can. So, inside the candidate key can have a composite key. Betul? Inside the composite key, ada candidate key ke?
I think
okay, inside the composite key ada candidate key. Betul? Inside the candidate key ada composite key. Betul? Betul. Muhammad Afiq?
Ya, Doktor. Hari ni saya belajar simple unique identifier dengan composite identifier.
Okay, tell me what is primary key?
Primary key. Primary key unique, macam special number lah.
How you choose the primary key?
Macam ID matrix student.
Tak, macam mana you pilih primary key? Mesti ada dia punya karakter.
Karakter dia. Macam mana?
It must be unique among the candidate key. You must choose which one is important for a particular entity. Okay. So primary key must from the candidate key. Okay. Next, Muhammad Fahimuddin. Okay. We come back to Fahimuddin boleh? Tak boleh?
Ada.
Okay.
Hari ni saya belajar candidate UID.
Apa dia?
Candidate.
Oh, candidate. Candidate key.
Ha,
Candidate key in your ERD diagram ada candidate key.
tak ada.
Contohnya?
Contoh macam student ID.
Fahimuddin, you write in the chat box. Muhammad Ilyas.
Yes, sir.
Tell me.
Today I learned about code analysis.
Barcode analysis. Apa dia?
Code CRUD. Analysis.
Again?
Code analysis. Okay,
Oh, crude analysis. Okay. Let's say the stakeholders say, I want to display student details. Yang mana satu?
Dia perlu display, kena retrieve. Betul?
Retrieve. Betul? Bukan update.
Oh, update.
Mana update, retrieve, betul tadi.
Betul.
Display is retrieve. Read.
Oh, betul.
Muhammad Ishraf.
Yes. Today I learned about first normal form.
First norm form. First norm form tu apa dia? Maksud first norm form. What is the first rule?
Biasanya dia atomic, dia bahagikan data-data tu pada yang nilai yang lebih kecil.
Okay, good. Muhammad Luqman. Hiding attribute. So, you punya EID ada hiding attribute. Apa you punya EID diagram? Inventory management system. Or banking system. Okay, so what will be the hiding attribute? Name. So you buat apa? Customer name, customer ID. Okay, good. Next is Munira.
Yes, sir. Hari ni saya belajar tentang composite ID. Unique ID.
Composite ID. In your EID diagram got composite ID?
Got.
Tell me.
Saya buat current system. So dalam contoh dalam dekat customer punya entities boleh ada car ID juga.
Okay, good. No, Damia?
Hari ni saya belajar candidate key.
Okay. How about your EID diagram ada candidate key?
Kalau untuk saya hospital management, so ada candidate key.
Contoh?
Contoh dekat patient, dia boleh jadi IC number or patient ID.
Okay, good. No, Razlin?
Yes, sir. Hari ni saya belajar pasal relationship transferability.
Okay. So your EID diagram got transferability?
Yes.
What's your ERD diagram?
School ERD diagram.
School, okay. So tell me the transferability. Contohnya invoice to the student, payment fee, okay. Exam mark. Okay. Next, Nusara Zulaika.
Yes sir, hari ni saya belajar dalam database kita kena perform normalization untuk elakkan daripada letak data yang sama di tempat yang berbeza.
Okay, good. Next, Nurul Ain.
Yes sir, hari ni saya belajar code analysis. It's create, read and update and delete.
Create, read, and update and delete. Okay. Risha.
So today I learned about normalization, which is first normalization form, second normalization form, and third normalization form.
What the third norm say?
For the third norm, firstly must consider first norm and second norm data.
Then second criteria?
Second criteria, wait a second.
Must be depend on the primary key.
Must be depend on the primary key.
Okay, Putri Aina.
Yes sir, today I learned about artificial UID.
Artificial ID. So in your ERD ada artificial ID?
Ada.
Contoh, boleh bagi ni contoh?
Contoh.
What is your ERD diagram?
Bookshop management.
Okay, bookshop management.
Contoh customer first name jadi name ID.
Okay, good. Rufina.
Yes sir. Hari ni saya belajar pasal artificial UID. Kalau saya punya ERD pasal library system. Jadi ada student ID tu, student ID, ada lecturer ID.
So book ID consider artificial ke tak?
Apa tadi?
Book ID, book ID.
Book ID, yes.
So book ID can be a composite ID ke?
Yes.
Okay, good. Siti Nur Mahira, my problem. Syauqi Amran.
Saya. Today saya learn about CRUD analysis. Ada 4 function, ada create, read, update dengan delete.
Okay. Let's say the stakeholders say I want to insert staff name. Mana satu dalam 4?
Create.
Tengku Mazidah.
Yes sir. Today I learn about normalization. Normalization ni untuk tak nak bagi data kita bertindih. Lepas tu ada 3 jenis. 1 NF, 2 NF dan 3 NF.
What is the second norm tell?
Second tu kena ada composite key.
Must be depend on the composite key. First rule tu apa?
Apa sir?
First rule of second norm tu apa?
Kena jadual 1 NF tu kena ada.
Okay, good. Okay class, thank you so much. See you next week. Belajar betul-betul slide 5, 6 and 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, see you next week. Bye. Take care.
Sir.
Thank you.
Thank you sir. Thank you sir.
Yeah.